Hello, Jesse McDougall here, The Martial Arts Money. I'm doing a book review today called How Not to Die. Seems like a pretty good book. Seems like an interesting book, right? How to Not Die. So, if I could not die and read a book, do you think you should read the book? Might be a good use of your time. Or my time, I should say. I'm not telling people what to do or whatever. But, so this book was pretty amazing. I got it from a vegan friend of mine, Christina, and I decided to dive in. And I have a very extensive health background and athletic background, just with my life, my career. So I thought I'd really get into the science of it and check out this book. And it was written by Michael Greger, MD. He's the founder of nutritionfacts.org, and it's a very, very in-depth book, very long. Don't let this fool you, though. There's about, it looks like this. There's about 400. It's a 400-page book, and the topics in it are the chapters. Is part one. It goes from the part one is like how to not die from heart disease, lung disease, brain disease, digestive cancers, infections, diabetes, high blood pressure, kidney disease, breast cancer, suicidal depression, prostate cancer, Parkinson's disease. So if you look at all the deaths, like why people die, there's like statistics in math, and the numbers are very important, right? So what's the common causes of people dying and why? What is this, right? So those ones I just listed, those are the common cases of how people die. There's certain pattern recognitions of how people die, and if you can educate yourself and prevent yourself or increasing the percentage chance of you will not die because of these cases, it might be something you want to look at, right? Read a 400-page book. And I'll cut to the chase, though. Like, there's probably maybe a long book review, but I'll cut to the chase here. Basically, eat green foods. So easily, a plant-based diet. You want to talk about, people say biohacking and all this. Like, what are you talking about? This is just health, okay? And my issue with health, I'm more on the science side. Health breaks down into, for the most part, calories, fat, proteins, and carbohydrates, okay? Then they break off into subsets, but that's really it. If you understand how each of those work, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, those are the three variables that you really need to kind of know how they work. And you don't need to be an expert and take this 4-year course to learn this stuff. This is trial and error. Your body's pretty amazing in terms of what it can actually do. Like, if you eat a plant-based diet for a month, you'll see your body, and you're going to go through a lot of change depending on where you are in their health journey, right? Everyone's on a different page. So I'll just cut to the chase. If you don't want to listen to me talk for 15 minutes or 20, I don't know how long this will go, eat a plant-based diet. Okay, so back to my point about, from my goal personally is I want to live to be 100. If I can die like Mr. Rockefeller, he was a John D. Rockefeller, I think he died around 93, he died just of old age. That's my goal in life. So I'd rather live to be 100 than make $50 million. Like, I just don't care. I would rather live longer, and that's, kind of Western society. I think we've got a lot of things twisted because consumerism consumerism globally is increasing, and that's the way things are going. The numbers are going, but I live in Vancouver right now, and this is consumerism central. It's not as bad as the U.S., but it's pretty crazy here. But the good thing about living in a Vancouver consumerism place, there's a lot of deals. There's so many deals on. You're getting things off at 50% off, and you use up all your money. There's just too many good deals. But let's get back here on focus, and we're talking about how to not die and implementing a plant-based nutrition diet. Veganism is actually one of the world's fastest growing trends right now. So that's pretty interesting. The biggest thing I got out of this book, a little tip, is color. Look at my shirt, very colorful, right? So any foods with color, eat those. Fruits, vegetables, carrots, whatever, eat that and stay away from meat. It's kind of a farce. You don't really need meat. You don't. You just don't. So I don't really want to get into that debate. So you either understand you don't actually really need meat, and meat really, for the amount of calories you put into your body and the nutrients you get from meat, you don't really need protein. It's not really that important. Protein's been overrated for over 10 years. So that's that. But oxidization, that's the biggest thing I learned from this book. So if you take, and why oxidization is important and what it does to your body. So if you take a watermelon, for example, if you cut open a watermelon and it's, red and juicy and it looks great and stuff, if you leave that watermelon out, as time goes on, the red it will become pink, right? And it'll eventually lose its pink color, and it'll just, you look at it, you're like, oh, that doesn't really look good. Okay, so that process is called oxidization. So it's when the oxygen is, I don't know if it's consuming or it's the half-life, I'm not exactly sure on the exact term, but the color starts to dissipate and disintegrate. Okay, so that's oxidization. Okay. Now, why is that important? Because when you eat, say, a piece of watermelon, for example, you eat that watermelon, but it actually oxidizes inside your body. Okay, and this reduces the aging process. This is why, I'm 36 years old. My skin's pretty good. I'm pretty in shape for a 36-year-old man, and the reason because of that is from the health and nutrition, right? So the years of martial arts and always being involved in health and nutrition, I've kind of done every diet there is to do. I've eaten so many ways, and kind of when you look at the health and losing weight, you pick any way, man. Just pick any ways. Pick up something and do it. Make a plan, stick to your plan, and go, and you will achieve your goals. But you're not going to achieve your goals if you stop. Okay, and that's the same thing in business too. I'm all into the wisdom and it's working, but if you stop, nothing's going to happen, and it's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very hard to be a successful entrepreneur, and for losing weight or getting. We'll stick with losing weight because that's what most people want to do. For losing weight, it's also hard, but the first 3 weeks are hard. The next 3 weeks after that, it gets better and better. So I'm not going to do much of the coaching and motivating here, but I want to get across the importance of oxidization. So another example is spinach, broccoli, carrots, anything with bright colors. Eat that. Cherries are just amazing. What else is there? Pineapples, right? So there's basically a list of there's 200 superfoods in the world. I got a list of 20 different things. If I'm in a perfect scenario, living my life with no outside influences, I'm only having in my house these 20 things and all these superfoods. That's it. There's more than enough you can survive off superfoods and healthy foods. And the thing is, it actually tastes amazing once you learn how to eat properly, eating like a vegan. I don't like putting labels on stuff, just plant-based diet. It tastes amazing, right? I would consider myself a flexitarian. I go in waves with what I'm doing with my nutrition, depending on what my health goals are at the time. So that kind of wraps up oxidization. Well, oxidization, another important part is that your skin. So when you have, just take watermelon, because I love watermelon, or cantaloupe or honeydew. You eat that, the nutrients go in your bloodstream, and it gives you clear skin, right? So one of the interesting things is one of the best things that make money online is skin creams and facial cream and anti-aging. Don't buy this bottled product. I mean, sure, I'm sure it works. I'm not going to comment on that, but like, I find people are, for the most part, consumers, they're going to go buy a $90 face cream. Like, no, go spend $90 on healthy food and like pig out, eat like an absolute savage on healthy foods. And guess what? It tastes good. It tastes very delicious. But here's the catch with eating healthy and all this, okay? So we're not going to like go into all the details and be an expert. You only really need to know 80%, like the nuts and bolts of how protein, fat, and carbohydrates work. And then you're good. And the rest is just you learn as you go. So don't, I find that like our society, especially now because we live in the time of the Library of Alexandria, information everywhere. Everyone's trying to get the exact, precise answer down to like an exact answer. And you don't need the exact answer. What you need is work ethic, and figure out the answers along that you go. So the trick with eating healthy in a plant-based diet, here's the thing. It takes time to prepare your meals. It does. So that's really something that you have to decide. So for me, taking the time to make my meals and stuff like that is worth my time, because the healthier I am, the longer I'm going to live, the longer I'm going to be able to make money in business, the longer I am going to be able to do a lot of my passion projects and my complete stuff on my bucket list. So that's what I'm going to say about that. So let me dive into this here. So I highlighted tons of stuff. So we'll see how long this goes. Okay. It was such a good book, man. This is like, I want to say thank you to Dr. Greger for writing this book. Like, you've made just I don't want to say is it a masterpiece? Yeah, sure. This is a good masterpiece. His website he's got for nutritionfacts.org. Like, this guy isn't, he's making money, but he's really passing off wisdom. And it's right here for everyone to read. It just blows my mind. This book did take me a long time to read, I will be honest, but you know what? It's just like when I read the Bible. You keep chipping away, and boom, you actually complete it. And it actually took me a long time to make this book review because I'm busy with my other businesses, but here I am. You just keep going and you don't stop. So that's the same with losing weight to your business. So yeah, people don't die as a consequence of maturing. They die from disease, most commonly heart attacks. Okay, so educate yourself. American Heart Association came up with the simple 7 factors that can lead to a healthier life. Not smoking. Okay. Not being overweight. Being very active. Eating healthier. Having below average cholesterol, having normal blood pressure, and having normal blood sugar levels. It's really that simple. So if you have health issues, overweight issues, like, it's right here, okay? Now, here's the thing I've noticed from being an internet marketer. For me to make money, it's mostly, I gotta be honest, to the consumers. People who are consumer orientated. Sheeple, okay? Don't think I'm an asshole. It's what a lot of people talk about. It's just the way it is. So one of the niches that do very well is blood pressure. If you have blood pressure issues, it's probably because you're fat, okay? It's probably because you're not active, probably because you overeat, and you probably tons of sugar, okay? So step 1, you want to start fixing your cholesterol and your blood sugar, blood sugar levels. Don't consume sugar. Step 1. If you're on the sugar kick and you got to go through the couple weeks to get off the sugar kick, it's pretty tough, but that's what it takes. There's no magic pill on the market. There's no one program or whatever that's you have to do the work. If you're not going to do the work, just press stop on this recording and don't follow me, okay? I'm only interested in connecting with people who A, want to learn, and B, are going to do something with the knowledge that they've acquired. Because no longer is knowledge power in the time of, we live in an information era. It's insane. It's applied knowledge is power. Vegetarian to omnivore, meat eating was associated with a 3.6 year decrease in life expectancy. Take India for example. The country's rates of diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and stroke have increased far faster than might have been expected given its relatively small increase in per capita meat consumption. This has been blamed on decreasing whole plant food consumption of their diet, including a shift from brown rice to white and the substitution of other refined carbohydrates, packaged snacks, and fast food products for India's traditional staples of lentils, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, and more whole plant foods versus most everything else. So that was kind of interesting. If we continue to eat as though we're having our last meals, eventually they will be. The truth is that adhering to just 4 simple, healthy lifestyle factors can have a strong impact on the prevention of chronic diseases. Not smoking, not being obese, getting a half hour of exercise in a day, and eating healthier, defined as consuming more fruits, veggies, and whole grains, and less meat. Those 4 factors alone were found to account for 78% of chronic disease risk. Again, 78% of chronic disease risk, which is defined as heart disease, lung disease, brain disease, digestive cancers, infections, diabetes, high blood pressure, liver disease, blood cancers, all these details. You don't need to pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the 4 factors that it makes up 78% of all those details. Okay, this is the solution. Here's the magic wand, the golden key. The golden key is not smoking. Just check the box. Do you smoke? Yes or no? Okay, well, if you smoke, don't smoke. Oh, you can't do it. Okay, well, I'm not for you. Just leave. There's no can't. If you say I can't, you're not allowed. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Because you can. Shoot, one second here. Yeah, not smoking, not being obese. Are you obese? Are you fat? Okay, are you fat? Yes or no? Just, it's really yes or no. Okay, maybe you're chunky, husky, whatever. Everyone has different body types. There's ectomorphs, skinny people, mesomorphs, medium people, that's me, and endomorphs, big people. Okay, so those are 3 different body types of humans. Which one are you? You're one of them. Okay, now, but the question is, are you obese? Okay, so maybe you're fat, but you're not obese. Okay, you're just an endomorph, and yeah, maybe you might need to lose a couple pounds, but you're not obese. So it's not a health risk. Are you obese? Go ask your doctor. I don't know if you're obese. So if you're obese, okay, well, you have to look at the diet. Like, that's where you have to look at your lifestyle. And you're probably consuming sugar, carbohydrates. Just stay from white rice, white carbohydrates. And get a half hour of exercise a day, and this could literally just be a walk. And one thing that I'm working on in my chapter right now is I'm not doing martial arts the last 3 months. I'm focusing on my business because my business took a dive during my last training camp for my last fight. I don't actually know if I'm going to do another fight. I might be done with MMA. We'll see how the business goes, right? If I have a goal for business. If I reach that business goal, I'll reevaluate everything and go from there. But, so one of the things I'm working on is, man, you can't work all day, 12, 14 hours. Sometimes I don't leave the house for 3 days. That's not good. That's not healthy, right? You need that fresh air. And just getting out and walking and getting the fresh air, especially in the fall now, the chill air, I love it because it reduces your anxiety. That's why you take cold showers, it'll reduce your anxiety. But if you're locked indoors, all day and not even walking or anything, that stale air, you need that fresh air circulating, and it's good for your brain and just your overall wellness. So just even a half hour walk a day if you're obese, like That's all you need to do, man. Just start with that. And get one of those stepper watches, man. Like, for me, I think those watches are dumb, right? I don't really care about how many steps I have. Like, who fucking cares about that? Like, I train twice a day, right? But for a lot of people, it's very useful, right? If you're not an active human, okay, well, having this tracker to walk how many steps, like, okay, well, that's a step in the right direction, but you don't need to spend $300 on a watch. Yeah, so that's good. So that's my little rant there. And so the problem for me, one of the reasons why I haven't, I never did personal training and coaching and all this stuff, because like, why do I need to keep talking? Like, why is there a multi-billion-dollar industry and like this new diet and this? It really frustrates me, because I just told you the 4 things you need to focus on that account for 78% of all chronic diseases. So why do we need to read the 300 pages or another 400 pages? Why do we need to do another 20-minute book review here? So that's just my view, and obviously it's different, right? So I've just learned kind of over the years that I've got this knowledge and this wisdom, so it's just time to share it. Maybe it's time we stop blaming genetics and focus on the more than 70% that is directly under our control. Yeah. So a lot of people, when you say, "Oh, it's my genetics," so as soon as someone believes that they have their genetics, it's nowadays I just do this. I do and 3 and 2 and 1, and I exit. I don't really waste my time or breath. Like, for me to change someone's belief system, first thing, it takes a lot of energy, time to do that, and I'm not like me and whoever, like, people have to change their own minds, man. Like, I got my own stuff to focus on here, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not your guru, so that's pretty bad, man. Like, a defeated mindset when a lot of people just don't know, and I'm just learning it's really just a level of intelligence. I'm in multiple fields, I'm finding. It's just, like intelligence, okay? It's a skill. It's an important skill. Not be intelligent, that's okay. Just start reading books. Right? Stop watching YouTube videos. Okay. The level of vitamin C in the blood was considered a good biomarker of plant food intake. I'm just reading notes that I've highlighted. There's too much in here for me to read. I'll be here for 3 hours. I think this guy was on Oprah. It's just interesting because this doctor takes like scientific data from all over the place, and it's really like just opened up my brain, opened up my mind, and it's just like whoa. Like, here's like facts, science facts, this study, that study. Like, this is real. Science is real, right? No longer is the excuse of, people that wrote history books or write books don't really know anything. Well, no, not anymore. Like, that doesn't work. Like, numbers don't lie. So, but to wrap this up, all of these, he goes on here for about 400 pages and educates you, but the solution every time is eat more plant-based foods, eat less meat, don't smoke, don't consume alcohol, get a half-hour workout, exercise in a day, go for a walk. That's really it. So one of the things for me, I never really kind of see this side, like the science side and the problem side of health and nutrition, because I don't have those problems being a professional fighter. I don't study problems, right? I focus on what I want to achieve. So problems don't even register in my mind. It's like, okay, why am I going to worry about this problem when I just eat healthier foods, go work out. On the other side of the coin, for business, okay, well, what do I need to do to make my goal? Okay, here are my problems. Let's get rid of the problems, and one test at a time, and just keep moving forward every time. So, Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here. So this book review was a little all over the place. I haven't done one for a while. Even every 20 grams of fiber intake per day was associated with 15% lower risk of breast cancer. Breast cancer risk may not significantly fall until at least 25 grams of fiber a day is reached. Just an absolute excellent book. And I gotta go. Someone is at my house for a meeting. And amazing book. Amazing book. Thank you for everything you do. Mr. Gerber, you are a man. Thank you. Take care.